Hi guys, so today I decided I am going to be doing a talk through tutorial. So I am going to be doing a makeup look and talking through each step and telling you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I just cleaned my face, which I probably shouldn't be touching it because skincare is important. So I think I'm going to do eyes first, because if you're working with darker colors, it's just smarter to do eyes first. So I'm going to prime my eyelids with this concealer, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear in Cashmere 360, and it reminds me a lot of the Tarte Tape Shape, so hopefully I will like it as much as I like the Tarte Tape Shape. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my eyelids, and then you can blend it out with your finger or a brush, it doesn't really matter. And this is just going to create a base for the eyeshadow so that it stays on longer and so that it helps it so it doesn't crease throughout the day as well. So I'm still going to set my eyes because I just don't trust a concealer all by itself. So I'm just going to be using this flat top brush. It's from Sedona Lace. You can use any brush. Honestly, you can use any brush that you want. This one's just usually my setting powder brush. I'm just gonna use this little brush right here. So it's got like a, okay, it's really dirty, don't judge me. 1 second, I'm gonna find a cleaner one. Alright, so I'm gonna use this brush. So on one side it's got like a fluffy blending side, and on the other it's a like flat side. I'm going to use the fluffy side, this side, and I'm going to do just like a light to medium neutral brown color. I'm using the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, and I'm going to use this color right here so you can see that. And I'm going to use that as my crease color. So this is going to go right in the crease of the eye, so right here. It doesn't need to be perfect or precise. This is kind of like the part where you can be a little sloppier and messier, and it doesn't need to be perfect, and it should still come together. I mean, like, keep the eyeshadow on your eye, don't, you know, go too crazy with it, but just kind of like in the middle of your eye, basically. So I'm bringing it all the way up to the brow. I'm bringing it down. I'm not being very precise with it at all. So this color is just going to help the other colors that we use kind of all blend together and give the eyeshadow look some dimension. Honestly, the key to a good eyeshadow look is blending. Just work on your blending and like you'll be golden. Okay, so our crease color is in. It's not perfect, and that's okay. So I'm gonna go with this color right here. I'm gonna do that on the eyelid. And it's just kind of like a pretty purpley maroon color, and I'm focusing it mostly like on the bottom portion of my lid, like towards my eyelashes, and then once most of the product from your brush is off, then you can kind of start moving it up towards the crease where you just put that other color, and it'll just kind of blend. And then you can flip your brush over, because we just used the flat side now. Flip it back over to the blendy side and to like the fluffier side to blend, and just, you know, blend. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so you just kind of keep going back and forth between the two until you feel like they are even. I'm going to take that same flattened side, and I'm just going to kind of wipe it off. And then I'm going to take the first two colors in the palette, like this one, hopefully you can see this one, and this one, yes. And I am going to mix them together, and then I'm going to put that color right on the inner corner of the eye. This is going to help just brighten up that inner eyes. Alright, so going back in with the fluffy side of your brush, we're going to go in with this color right here. And I'm just going to put this on the very outer corner of the eyeshadow. Yeah, so just in the very outer corner, and then kind of blending it up, and then the same thing to the other side. Yeah, so you just kind of keep doing that until you get it as dark or as light as you want it. We're just going to clean up the under eye area in case there was any fallout. Okay, so next up is we're going to do some eyeliner. Alright, so I'm just going to go in with Scandalize by Rimmel. Just a black liner. You can use brown, you can use black, you can use whatever your favorite eyeliner is. So I'm going to lift up my eye and actually pop it in there. Alright, so I'm going to use the Stila Stay Out Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. This one is very old, and I've had it for a really long time. And it still has some in there, but it sometimes takes a while to come out, so it's kind of a butthead. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do some winged liner. I know a lot of people struggle with winged liner. I know a lot of people struggle with wing liner, but you know, practice makes perfect. So if you want to learn how to do a winged liner, then I feel like, you know, now is a good time. Alright, so my tricks, I guess, to learn how to do winged liner, or to get them the most even and kind of have the least amount of frustration with it as possible. I do still get frustrated with it sometimes. Some days it just doesn't work out. Some days you're just not meant to have winged liner on, apparently, because some days it just doesn't like to work out. But let's hope today is not one of those days, because we're filming the video, so this needs to work out. So I keep my eyes open. If you close your eye, then you don't really know how it's going to look once your eyes open, if that makes sense, because obviously you're not going to walk around with your eyes closed with winged liner on. So yeah, my biggest tip is keep your eyes open, look straight forward into the mirror so you can see where you're placing your line and kind of how it's going to look when your eyes open. So I start from the corner and work my way up. So I kind of go slightly up, but I stay pretty straight, if that makes sense. So I don't like go really high up, and I don't keep it straight out. I kind of stay in the middle. Next tip is do a line on one side and then stop on that eye and then do it on the other side. This way you can make sure that the lines are even, so you didn't go in and make like a perfect wing on one side and then you have to go in and try and create the exact same perfect wing on the other side, and that's just never any fun. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just make sure one's not like way up here and one's like down this way. I'm already having some issues, but we're just gonna make sure that they're, you know, sisters, not twins. Maybe not today. Sometimes I feel like once it's decent, you just gotta stop. You know, sometimes I just take it too far. Okay, so now that our lines are done and they are semi-even, they're not extremely wonky from what I can see in the mirror, I'm going to start creating the next line and filling it in. So I feel like this is the part that everyone always messes up on, because you just keep making them thicker and thicker because you're trying to make them even, and then your entire eyelid becomes winged liner. Alright, I feel like they are decently even. Okay, so now if you feel like they're a little bit uneven and you want to go in and kind of clean them up a little bit, make them a little sharper, you can. So I'm going to take the concealer. You can use any concealer, doesn't really matter. Put a little bit on the back of my hand, just like that. And then I'm using this teeny tiny little concealer brush. I'm going to go underneath the eyeliner and just kind of carve it out. I'm really bad at like doing my makeup and talking at the same time. Alright, so those are all of my tips and tricks on how to do your winged liner. Okay, last step for eyes is mascara. Use your favorite mascara. I'm obsessed with the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes one. It's amazing. And we're just going to do the top lashes because we still have to do the bottom part of the eye, but we'll do that after our foundation and everything is complete. I will probably go in and do another coat of mascara later, but for now, we are going to move on. I'm going to use the Born This Way, don't judge my bottle, it's disgusting, but the Born This Way foundation. I'm going to use the Infallible concealer. Again, same one I've been using the whole time. And let's see how it looks under the eye area. Alright, let's see how this blends. So I'm going to go ahead and set everything on my face. So I use the Airspun Translucent Extra Coverage Loose Face Powder. This is my favorite face powder that I've ever tried. I usually get it at Walgreens. I've used this in weddings for wedding makeup, and it always just makes everyone's skin look super like smooth, and you get a lot of product. Like there's 2.3 ounces or 65 grams in it. But I don't know if that's more than your average powder, but I feel like it's a lot. I use a lot of setting powder because otherwise my face just gets oily in about 5 seconds. If you have oily skin, then setting powder is the best thing ever. I just have crazy oily skin. It just flows whenever it feels like it. There's no stopping it. Alright, so I'm going to do bronzer and blush, but before I do that, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm just going to use the Anastasia Brow Definer. It has a little spoolie on one end and then like the color on the other. So I'm going to comb through the brows. Okay, so brows done. It's time for bronzer and blush. So I really love the Beached Bronzer by Urban Decay. Otherwise, so this is the Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dulce de Leche. Dulce de Leche. I don't know, I probably did not say that right. I'm just going to use the Beached Bronzer by Urban Decay. Just because I really like this one, but that is a good alternative. So for bronzer, I bronze the tops of my forehead. And then we're gonna go underneath the cheekbones. And then the blush. So I'm just using this big, fluffy, kind of tapered face brush. I don't really know what this is even called. Seamless Shaping and Finish. And this is a Bare Minerals blush, or brush. And I'm going to use the Milani Tea Rose. This one's my favorite. I use this one every day, all day. And you can get it at Target or Ulta. So it's very affordable, which is the best. Sometimes if I feel like I put too much on, I'll go back in with my bronzer brush. Why is that so hard for me to say? My bronzer brush, and just kind of go over it, and it'll kind of help blend it out. Alright, so we're going to go in and finish the bottom part of our eyes really quick. I'm just going to use that same brush that we used earlier. I'm going to grab that medium brown color that we used for the middle and throw it under the eyes. I'm going to get the darker red color that we used and the flatter side of the brush, and I'm going to pop that by the lash line. And then I'm just going to pop some mascara down there. So we need a little highlighter. I'm using this Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Precious Petals, and it's like this pinky color. And I'm going to use this brush right here. You can kind of use whatever floats your boat. And we're just going to pop it at the tops of the cheekbones. We're going to put it at the tip of the nose. Cupid's bow. And I kind of like to do above and around the brow. So then next is the lips. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope that I gave you some helpful tips, and hopefully you made it to the end, because I'm sure that this is going to be a very long video. So thanks again for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys soon. Bye!